remember when they
I mean,
had
I literally work for one of those companies.
Hey, remember when they had the situation maybe 2 years ago where they weren't producing the model, the E or whatever, and he had to go in there and sleep on the couch and work 20 hours a day for like a month and a half to keep it going? I mean, he basically saved the company right there.
Yeah.
So it's a tug of war because he's right, and he is going to lose some good executives along the way. But I don't know. Don't you think that he thinks, if I lost Tesla, I'll just go build another one?
Yeah, but here's the saying, buddy. Like, this is how again, listen, Elon Musk is Elon Musk. I admire this man for what he's done, and God knows he's done more good for the world than bad. So we have to keep a guy like this sane to keep producing and solving many big problems, because he vibrates at a level other people don't. But this is the one part to keep in mind. When you're good, talk about it. Promote it if you're good at something. But when you're great, you don't talk about it.
Other people do, yeah.
Other people do. Michael Jordan never went on talking about how great he is.
LeBron on the other hand.
LeBron on the other hand, that's a different story. But Michael Jordan just went and showed you greatness. And then you said, this man is great. Elon Musk is great. You don't need to tell us. We know already you're great.
All right, how much? You just said something. You got to keep himself sane. He's going in there. He's working 18-hour days. He says he only sleeps 4 hours. How long can you keep that up before there's burnout? How long? Just because you're an executive doesn't mean you're not a human.
And that's just one of his companies, by the way.
Yeah, there has to be, we expect these people to function at such a high level. You got a Ferrari, best car in the world. You keep it in the red for too long, the engine explodes.
I don't disagree, but here's what happens. Just so you know what happens if you're redlining it too much. You know what happens? Happened to me a handful of times in my career. When I'm pushing too hard, and again, this scares the hell out of some people. When I'm pushing too hard, my body just shuts down. You go to the emergency room, you get IV'd up, and people tell your body's purely on exhaustion. One time I was on a 2-week road trip visiting all these offices, and I was going on 2 to 4 hours of sleep a night. It was just very difficult. When I came back on 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't even know what's going on in my body. I went to the hospital, and next thing you know, they checked me out. They put the IV in me. They said, sir, I said, is it my heart? They said, no, your heart is fine. Everything's functioning well. Your body's just telling you are freaking exhausted is what it is. This happens to athletes who are pushing the limits. This happens to military. This happens to business people. And he's testing. And by the way, eventually something's going to happen to his health. And that's what gets him. When a lot of these people, business people, they hit a wall and then there's a health issue and they're like, I better start paying attention to it. He's going to pay attention to it as well. Yeah. But I think for him, you're not going to slow him down. Is someone going to sit this guy down and say, hey, Elon, I think you need to get 7 hours of sleep to reach REM? He ain't going to listen to nobody.
No,
I don't even think it's that, though. I'm talking about, when I get tired, my patience is the first thing that goes. And this might be something tweeting 2 o'clock in the morning after 48 hours of working where he just doesn't have patience. He just doesn't have the patience. You know what I'm saying? For me, when I get worn down, you get the physical that you're talking about, but the mental drain is even worse, where I don't have the patience for something small that I would have been able to be like, all right, no worries about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow, when I was functioning at a level I should be functioning at. 11 hours later, I'm just like, dude, why would you even ask me something so stupid? You snap at something like that. The patience goes.
I think if you read between these lines with his quotes too, I think he feels trapped because he's built such...
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I think he's built such a behemoth. He wishes he had that exit button. And he knows he can't leave. He knows that company. It's physically impossible for him to leave that company. Yeah. But if he could, and that's why he's doing Saturday Night Live, and that's why he's going over to Richard Branson's cheap kitchen the night of his flight. By the way, there's some great memes with Musk and Branson in that kitchen together. But he would exit stage left if he could.
I don't disagree with that as well. Listen, sometimes. Remember the Last Dance when Michael's going through his back-to-back-to-back, then his father, then the whole thing's just like, I just want to get away. Guy would be in a hotel. Remember that one scene where he's just sitting in the hotel room just waiting for the game? Yeah. Just doesn't look happy. Yeah. He looked miserable. Yeah. You wanted this your entire life now. But
Dennis Rodman, I need 3 days in Vegas.
But he had to come back. He had to come back and figure out a way how to deal with media and do it in a way where it worked for him. The second time around, if you ever watch Michael first time around media, second time around media, it's as if that year and a half got him to straighten out his relationship with the media, and he learned how to deal with them. I think Elon's got to,
step away.
Yeah, I think he's got a maybe 6-month hiatus. You just got to go away, bro. Just go do your thing. Spend some time with your kids, with your wife, with whatever you want to do. Keep it low key. Figure yourself out and come back out, because the way he's going right now, I think they're not going to let him go at the pace he's going right now. They're just not. He's going to show up.
And he's got 2 other big companies that he's trying to run as well. If he takes some time away from Tesla, he still has, the rocket company, and then he's still got his solar company, and then he still has his boring company. And trying to save the world.
Guy's a rock star, man. You know, he's a kind of guy that 1,000 years from now, if we don't have Armageddon happen with dinosaurs showing back up, people are going to read about Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is going to be a Rockefeller Chase type of a guy. He's a once-in-a-lifetime generation type of guy. And we got to appreciate the guy when he's here. So if you enjoyed this little short segment from the podcast that we did, here's another short segment to watch. Or if you want to see the entire podcast, click over here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.